and all revved up for the defence of their premiership. They've come over to Western Suburbs this year to take on the best of the West, and so far they look to be on course for another title. But it's going to be a tough game out there today. Berala Bears have done it tough. They ousted Cricketers Arms in a midweek playoff, and then came out last week and pipped Benedict's in the final by 10 points to 9 to advance to their grand final. They're the Western Suburbs age champions, and they've got some solid boys in their outfit. Wanderers today feeling a very experienced team, and as the boys have won the under-18 title last year in Balmain, they know what winning grand finals is all about. They've had a lot of injuries during the year, but seem to have hit form at the right time. They turned in an outstanding performance in the major semi-final to defeat Benedict's by 28-6, and they looked awesome in that game. There's plenty of solid defence up front from their tough tackling forward pack, and plenty of flair and skill out wide. And they'll be looking for a repeat performance in today's grand final. There are plenty of match winners in this Wanderers lineup. Joe Elias, he'll be playing hooker today. The younger brother of Balmain skipper Ben Elias has plenty of ability. Very elusive in the open, and has surprising pace for a forward over the first 20-30 metres, and he can. And his probing has opened up many gaps in the opposition defence this year, and they'll be looking for a big game from him. Out wide, we have the centre Sphere and Stevanovic. They're capable of punching holes in opposing three-quarters defences, and also Sandy Lazaru at fullback is a handy player. And up front we have the likes of Scott Daly, Chris Colbert, Mark Williams, and Mick Roberts, their skipper, who will be paving the way in defence. And here's Colbert now to start proceedings. And there's the kick-off. It's down into the 22, and it's taken. And here's Berala now, 30 out from their line as they work the blind, and it's Elias quick up with Sphere and Daly over the top to bring him down. Here's another strong run from Berala, but they're met by strong defence. It'll be a clearing kick, and it's down to be taken by the winger Thomas, playing with headgear. And here's a penalty immediately to the Wanderers side. It's offside were a couple of the Berala chasers there. And Thomas, we believe, has plenty of speed. We haven't had the opportunity to see him in the open all that much, but they tell me he's blessed with plenty of speed. On the other wing, we've got the reliable Dean Fisher, who scored a fine try in the major semi-final against Benedict's from a kick through. Here's Elias now showing the ball and going himself, and brought down 5 metres on his own side of halfway as Daly pirouettes, and he's brought down. And there's a penalty going to the Berala side now. Scott Daly, and it's a bad mistake from the Balmain Jersey Fleet captain. He was in two minds there, and paid the penalty there. He was looking for the quick tap forward. Here's Berala now with the penalty kick and a fine touch, 40 out from the Wanderers line. The teams have met only once this year, and it was resulted in a win to Wanderers by 6-0 down at Birchgrove. That was a tough affair. Oh, there's Berala coughing up the ball, and Wanderers fortunate there, but a slight knock on. This will be Andrew Russell. He's another young half who has been in good form in the closing stages of this competition. Good little organising half. Here's Elias from dummy half to Suka. The Lewisham Christian brothers and Balmain Jersey flag forward. Here's Elias throwing dummies left, right and centre, and finally met on halfway. As Lazarou now will clear, and it's down to be taken by the Berala fullback, but he's put away neatly by Sphere. And he's a penalty offside where the Wanderers forwards moving up fairly quickly. That was Suka and Roberts in particular. And there's the kick now on the halfway. Will be Berala now with their here's the one forward. He's met by Williams and Suka. That was good 10-metre gain. Here's oh, and there's the stocky Berala second rower. I think it's Brooks who's brought down. There's the 5'8", kicks ahead, and chasing through was the Berala centre, and no, they've knocked on there. That's fine play from the Berala 5'8", Mick Smith. Get that. And scrum to go down. Russell the feed. And it's against a tight head there, win for the Berala hooker Burns. Here's Harley now going for a run. As Berala now 10 out from the Wanderers line as Coluccio, the skipper, swings it wide. It's knocked on and picked up by Fisher. Oh, and Wanderers off the hook there. The ominous signs there with the centre coming into the back line. And Berala guilty of a couple of handling errors in these early stages. A bit of grand final nerves. Here's Williams, and here's a penalty offside with the Berala centres. And 5'8". A relieving penalty for the Wanderers camp. Here's Lazarou's kick, and he finds touch. 5 metres on the Berala side of halfway. Fisher he gives it to Elias. And he swings it wide to Russell, to Jamie Black, to Suka, and he's met there by Brooks. Good tackle. As Williams, and the big Jersey fleet prop is met now 10 metres on the Berala side of halfway. It's to Black, finds Stevanovic, and the block-busting centre's brought down as a strong tackle. As Russell kicks, and they find touch. 5 metres out from the Berala line. No score in the these early stages yet. And here's a tight head win to Elias. Oh, and Dean Fisher nearly knocked that ball on as Jamie Black scoots into the open, and he's brought down only a metre out from the line as Elias to Russell. Finds Roberts, and he makes valuable yardage as Russell to Suka. Oh, he slips a pass, but it goes behind. Russell retrieves, and they lose ground. Good bustling defence from Berala as Colbert running wide, and he's met. This is a spirited defence from Berala inside their own 22. His all offside was the hooker there for Berala. He was gone unchecked as Berala as Williams busts the line. Can he offload? Yes, he's still going. No, he can't get the pass away. To Russell, to Black, finds Lazarou coming into the back line. Oh, and nearly through, but felled, only 5 out from the line. Russell to Black. Oh, he kicks into the arms of the Berala winger, and the pressure is off. That was Berala did well there to avert that barrage of pressure from the red and blacks. His looks like the Hardman, the Berala second rower, is brought down. They'll be kicking out of here with Smith, and it's Lazarou. Takes it well, and he is brought down. That was Mark Williams earlier, showing the value he gives to this team. There's Thomas knocking on. A bit of hesitation there. Indecision. Williams, man of the match in last year's 18s grand final, has the ability to stand up and offload, and is looking for a few runners there. He's going to prove a thorn to this this Berala lineup this afternoon. Here's Berala coming up with a scrum win, and it's Smith who tries to dart around the blind, but he's met by Daly. Here's Brooks, and a bumping run up towards the halfway. There's no points on the board here as yet as Coluccio gets it offloads, and it's the prop forward Elliott. To Coluccio, to Sharp, the centre, to Harley, and he's met by Spear. Well, Berala looking pretty competitive in these opening 15 minutes. Here's there's a strong tackle out wide by Thomas, and a lot on the 5th as Coluccio attempts the field goal, but it's gone astray, and it's Lazarou back to retrieve. Here's Daly. It's to Colbert. Oh, he loses the ball, Colbert, and Berala. Oh, a costly spill now. Wanderers now inside their 22. On the defence as it's the halfback Rariga. Here's Coluccio. Spins it out wide to John Lynch. Oh, there's a switch inside to the prop forward Andrews. Is a passing rush now as Brooks spins it wide. Oh, and a good ball and all tackle by, a 6 again. And he's up penalty. The first penalty of the afternoon was against Joe Elias, striking prematurely there in the play of the ball. And this will give Berala a first opportunity to put points on the board. The 5'8" Smith who'll have this shot at goal. Well, as I said, they're looking very competitive. They're desperate to keep the title in Western Suburbs. They're virtually representing Western Suburbs. The match is being billed as a Balmain versus West final, but he's flagged it away. There's his first kick, and Wanderers off the hook. Here's Stevanovic now with the dropout. It's a towering kick too, down towards the 22 for Berala. No, very nice bounce, and picked up by the fullback Halavatsis, and he's brought down on the 30 out from the line as Lynch is dragged back. That was Culbert and Roberts, and Berala looking full of running it in these early stages. A strong tackle. It's more like the renowned Wanderers tackling machine. But the big $64 question is whether Berala can continue this aggressive running for the full 70 minutes. Here's Smith now tied up. It was good smothering defence. Daly and Roberts and Elias. There's a kick now to Circa. He offloads to Williams. Can he? No, he stands up, but held and brought down by the hooker Burns. Here's Circa now, the rugged forward. He's driven back. Here's Elias to Culbert, who straightens up. He looks for, couldn't offload it. Daly on his right. Here's Russell cross into Black, and this, and he slips. Electrifying run of this fella. Here's Russell. Oh, and Sphere wasn't watching, and bad play there. Took his eyes off the ball, young Paul. Little concentration lapse. Here's Berala now with the scrum win, and that's the Harley, the centre. He's wrapped up by Sphere. Makes amends with a nice tackle. Here's the halfback, the Garriga, and he's brought down and looking for some runners now. Berala is the 5'8 Smith. He stands up in a tackle. He's still going. He offloads to Brooks. He loses the ball, and a knock on there. Hey. His Wanderers scrum win is Russell to Black. He's well met there by Smith, the 5'8, a good tackle, as Lazaru comes into the back line and over the halfway into Berala territory to Suka. He Elias. Roberts, can he? A little offside there, but play goes on as and Andy Russell loses the ball and another knock on. Well, both sides guilty of some errors in this opening 20 minutes. Getting the butterflies out of their system. Very tense out there in the middle. Here's the Berala now coming up with another scrum win as the halfback is plays it back. That's strong defence. Berala forwards now looking for some runners. The half looking for some runners, and he looked off. Oh, geez, it was close to offside there. Pass looked a trifle forward, but play goes on. Here's an inside ball, and the lock keeping it alive is Harley, the centre, who's a nice pass inside the 5'8", and the lock Coluccio. He throws a shocking pass, which is picked up by Black, and a counter attack. And that was the centre Harley who made the initial bust, and he's giving the Wanderers three-quarters some plenty of problems in these early stages. With us today, we have the Wanderers under-16s coach, Bobby Sykes. And Bob, what are your views in the opening 20 minutes?
Thanks, Chris. Chris, early on in the game, I think in the first 10 or 15 minutes, both sides are trying to probably overdo the movement of the ball, and they're both turning it over, making a lot of errors. But I think it's till they settle down. I think Leichhardt's pack, mate, are the mainstay of their side. They're looking good to me in defence, tackling really well. Berala, likewise, they're solid in their forwards as well as they've made a few errors early in the game, trying to push the ball a bit early as well, as I just said. But I think as the game settles down, Leichhardt to me, mate, seem to have the better understanding, and I think they can go on and win this game.
Bob, I mentioned earlier the inside centre for Berala has caused our three quarters a few problems. Always Roberts nearly splitting the defence. He's busted the line on a couple of occasions and popped up some nice passes, and I think he'll have to be closely checked.
Yeah, he looks a good player, Chris. Actually, the 5'8" player looks a good ball player as well as, and they will have to be closely marked.
Yes, and Wanderers now have coughed up another error, and the scrum now to.
Ooh.
There's a Wanderers penalty. We're looking for hold the ball for 6 now. Coach Foster wouldn't be all that happy with his display to date. We're going to get the cobwebs off now. Here's looking for a ball, and got a set play on here. It'll be Elias. To Colbert, and the rangy forward drives up forward, up towards the line as Russell finds Black inside to Stevanovic. A nice pass to Lazaru, is over in the corner. Fine play. That was a great try. And the nice switch of play found Stevanovic. A beautiful pass from Black. Stevanovic steamed onto the pass and slipped a beautiful pass to Lazaru. And the classy little fullback did the rest and puts first points on the board. And oh, yeah, you can't. It's pretty hard to. But it's a fine try, Bob.
Yeah, looked well rehearsed move. Chris went back to the blind side after travelling the open. It was a good try and well rehearsed. And I'm sure Phil Foster, their coach, will be very, very pleased with that effort.
Yes, and Wanderers draw first blood. That's a big confidence booster. It'll be Suga who'll be attempting the conversion. Wanderers have a selection of kickers there. They have Chris Colbert who kicks for the Fleet Cup, and as well as Nick Stevanovic. So they've given Suka the Here's Suga's kick. Oh, straight as a gun barrel. Oh, from the moment it left the boot. 6 blight, right from and that's a handy kick. And Wanderers 6 lead Berala nil. It's an important try. That could prove the base for a good win here. Back to the players. Lazarou clears downfield and is the Berala fullback Helavatsis, who still running a crabwise, and Black comes at him and chops his ankles from under him and brings him down. Is the the winger here? The bearded winger's cut through, and Russell comes at him. It's the lock forward Coluccio looking for play. He's wrapped up. That was they hung off there. That was the winger Brooks, who sliced through, and is the here's Harley, the centre. He's in open spaces. He's got Lazarou to beat, and he's brought down by Sphere in a try-saving tackle. And as I said, there's a penalty going. This will be going to the Berala. Yes, it's a professional foul there. That was Sphere holding the player down, and they'll surely. Oh, they're not. Oh, for a minute there, I thought they were going to take a quick tap. But it'll be Smith who'll take this kick a goal, his only option. And a bit of professional plays. Bob, it's the only thing he could have done, young Sphere in the centre. It was either the 2 points or a possible try.
Well, that's right, Chris. It was on the wall for a 6-pointer there, and he did the only thing he could do, and probably lucky to stay on the field for it, just the same.
Yes. The Wanderers lead 6-2. Excuse me. Mick Smith. Here's the kick-off taken by Helavatsis, and he's inside his 22. Is Wanderers Berala still running with plenty of determination. Bob, they're really latching onto them passes and giving the Wanderers defence a tough workout.
Yeah, they're standing nice and deep, Chris, and really coming onto this pill, and Leichhardt have got to match that by going up just as quick and putting that first player away.
Yes, there's a loose pass there. Here's the centre Harley. He's got to be stopped. Oh, that was a fine tackle there by Black. He's already caused plenty of problems for them. The Western Suburbs Fleet Centre, I believe. Here's Sharp. Oh, it's a shocking pass. He's played on. Oh, jeez. Here's Burns is brought down now. 5 metres on the Berala side of halfway, as the ball is flung wide to Coluccio. Chips over the top. And Smith, nearly regathered. And down and injured, I believe, is... and look. The centre Paul Sphere. He's it's a scrum win to Berala as Smith's. Oh, he's allowed to stand up and offload. Oh, it's bad play from Wanderers. In defence, they should have put him away, but he's a penalty now. It's a late tackle. Gee, the 5'8" was allowed plenty of latitude there. He's now been conceding a few penalties, giving Berala an opportunity now to project themselves down into that 22 region. Here's Brooks. Oh, and an old-fashioned run there from the chunky forward is another run there by the prop Edwards. Here's Coluccio out wide to the winger Brooks, and he lost the ball, and Wanderers in possession. And Berala's handling, letting them down today in this first half. Here's Lazarou. Both sides scrambling well in defence. And as such, we only had the one try. It was from a brilliant set piece about 10 minutes ago by Sandy Lazarou, the fullback. A switch of play. A couple of delightful passes. But this game is not over by a long shot. Yes, Bob, I think what this little ball down to is Berala's overall fitness. Their fitness has let them down badly in lead-up games. They don't look, I believe they're not they're not 100%. Most of their players aren't 100% fit coming into the game, so I suppose it'll be a crucial factor.
Yeah, the side that'll hold up will probably win the game in the end result, Chris. But there is a big hit by the Berala player there. They're eager at the moment, though, Chris, and Leichhardt trying to get out of their 22-metre line now, but drive it up through their fullback, is it?
Yeah, Lazarou.
Having a good game.
Yes, and it'll be Colbert who roll. It's he kick ends up. It's Brooks brought down on the just on near halfway. As there's a big hit from Roberts. Up goes Elliott, and he's brought down. Moving up now, using the blind. Here's Hardman. He's brought down. Out wide to Coluccio, the play. He puts the chip through. It's Andrew Russell made a meal of it, but fortunately it was tidied up in the back play. Here's Elias to Suka, who yes. Here's Williams. This is a guy Berala got to keep close tabs on. Here's a roofing kick, and down to the fullback. He was allowed this ball to bounce again, and he's run out. He's run out. It's bad play from the fullback. What's his name? The Greek bloke. Halavatsis.
You'd expect the Greeks.
Definitely not keeping up the tradition of. He must be. I think he might be Latvian. I think. Or something. Well, there's some sloppy play before Fisher retrieves, and Black dummy half to Russell, to Sphere. He offloads to Stevanovic, leaves the ball behind, and Sphere dies on it, and plays called to a halt at half time, and Wanderers lead 6-2 in a pretty tight encounter, and looks like shaping up as an interesting second half, Bob.
Yeah, Chris, Leichhardt, I think, took the honours in that first half. As I said earlier, they seem to have the better understanding of the two sides, and I think that coupled with the superior tackling ability of their pack should stand them in good stead for the second half.
So he's now coming onto the feel for the second half. A crucial 35 minutes. I'm having a look for any changes. I think both no replacements as yet. The Wanderers have there's a kickoff, and it's Roberts who retrieves. Colbert. Oh, met heavily there. Strong defence from Berala. Geez, they've forwards have really matched Wanderers in the up the middle. Some big hits from their forwards. Here's Lazarou clears and bouncing just over inside 10 out from the 10 inside the Berala side of halfway. Stevanovic comes up with a tackle there on the winger Lynch with Fisher. I was looking for a disciplined effort in defence the second half to shut the Bears out. Here's Garrido to Harley in another little half split.
Dangerous player, mate.
Here's Smith out wide to Brooks. He throws out to the fullback who in field, but Suka's there to wrap him up. Well, Berala coming out with all guns blazing. Here's Coluccio, throws it wide to Sharp. He knocks on, and well, there's a quarter forward pass there. No, and there's a couple of times that three pulled up or even forward. Yeah, Wanderers feed, and they've come up. Oh no, he's recalled. Well, really, yes, the one. Oh, and Andrew Russell has made a muff of it. Oh, Jesus, has hit the back of his feet, and Berala have pounced on it, and that's a bit of bad play from Andrew there. Is Coluccio looking for runners. He finds Smith, the 5'8". They're going to knock this fellow over. The lock on the 5'8" looked like the two Berala playmakers, and they've got to be stopped at all costs. Here's Wanderers under pressure now inside their 22 as Berala spin it wide. Looking for, and Sharps locks the ball, the centre, and handling is proving their downfall at this stage. Looking, the lead up is looking promising, but the execution is way off. And let's see if Andrew can tidy up his play. He's made a couple of handling errors. That's a better pick up. Here's Lazarou scouting wide, and he's brought down just outside his 22. Here's Stevanovic. He's got to involve himself. The big centre. He's capable of busting this defence. Roberts plugging away, leading by example. Wanderers really yet to get out of first gear, except for a nice little bit of. Here's Circa into Elias on the 5th to Russell, and he kicks down to the fullback. Oh, he made a meal of it. He knocked it on. Jeez, fairly simple catch, and makes a meal of it. And this gives Wanderers an opportunity now. Berala player down. Wanderers lead 6-2 with plenty of action to come. Maybe that week's layoff, Bob, could have put the side out of stride a little.
Yeah, could have done, Chris. Their forwards are making plenty of inroads, but they're one out, and I'd like to see them take another player up with the runner because they're certainly making plenty of inroads against Berala. They just lack another runner on the outside.
Yes, the boys really showed peak form against Benedict's in the major semi-final. They've had the fortnight off, and looking a little rusty out there. And here's a scrum, it's against the feed. Oh, and it's a good win to Burns, the Berala hooker. And they're not out of this game by a long shot. Here's Wanderers not really being called out as the Elias, the hooker.
Change, Chris. Again, bringing the Churchyard onto the paddock. I think Elias holding his face down there, Chris. I actually missed that. Yeah, Churchyard's on. It's like Elias will go off. But, I think the referee wants to speak to him though before he goes. There's been a breach in there. He's in agony. Yeah, some breach in there. Anyway, he's been taken off, Chris. Doesn't look real good either. Churchyard onto the paddock now. Certainly won't let the side down, though. A good ball getter and won't let him down with his defence either.
Yeah, that's a bit of a body blow for the Wanderers, losing the craftiness of Elias. But as Bob mentioned, Teddy Churchyard, also a Jersey Flag representative, he won't let them down. A very strong defender and willing worker. And here he is getting stuck into the action. As Berala now on the attack. And they fling it with the lock forward Coluccio, involving himself greatly in this game. Here's Smith and Coluccio look and there's a missed kick and it's picked up by Roberts. It's bad play from Berala. There's a penalty offside. Yes, he warned them and they... This will give Suker an opportunity now to put further points on the board. He's directly in front and 22 metres out. So after
Chris, is that young Colbert? Is it? Williams is down. Trying to get circulation back into his shoulder, Chris.
Yes, well, Mark has yet to. Apart from a couple of little forays, he hasn't really, him and Crisp haven't had the impact of their previous games. They've really busted the line in previous weeks. But they've been met by some spirited defence from this Berala team. I really think they surprised a few people, this Berala side. I know Wanderers are coming in as warm favourites, but this Berala team, in typical Western Suburbs tradition, have really their backs to the wall of fighting all the way. And here's Suker, strikes it and misses it. Oh, it could be a costly miss. Fairly simple kick, and he hooked it to the right, and that's Berala breathed a sigh of relief. If Suker had kicked that, they would have had to have scored 3 times to hit the front. His Sphere plays back to Churchyard, finds Lazaru injecting himself into the attack, and he's had a fine game today for the Red and Blacks. As always, Lazaru is Colbert's more like the Chris Colbert, and he's got some support. He's got Churchyard. Oh, he popped the pass up, but and under pressure. Lazaru too far behind. I thought Ted would have been better advised to hold on to it. Well, that was Colbert a tearaway culvert, more like the culvert we know, finally bursting onto, latching onto a pass and penetrating. Here's Harley, and here's the, he's stepped around Culbert inside to Smith. Stavanovic, he missed him, and finally put him down as Coluccio kicks for the line, and it's going to, the ball's getting a good bounce, but Thomas is, Jesus. On this, this ball, he good take, running back and fielded it well, and brought the ball back up to close to just inside the 22. Here's Daly. Wanderers grafting away now. As Suka. As Russell to Black. If I was a pass out to Spheri. Berala matching Wanderers in defence. Here's a pass to Culbert. He lobs it to, Jesus. But should be 6 again with Wanderers. No, 6 again. And Berala. There's Lazarou coming into the attack. There's, and Jesus, sloppy play from the Wanderers side.
Coming up a little shallow, Chris, there, and not really giving the dummy half or their player with the ball any opportunities. They rush passes and they're creating their own errors.
Well, this could be an important change coming on. We have Stuart Stanton limbering up on the sideline, and he could really make a big difference to this this side. He has been used as a replacement in previous games and has swung the game around for the Wanderers. I think Coach Foster's looking for a bit of forward thrust from and has opted for Stanton. Stanton with his weaving and determined runs is quite capable of. There's Harley, fine break, and he's having probably the man of the match at the moment. This centre, he's having a blinder out there, and but Berala keeping Berala in this game with his fine runs. Here's a floating pass. The second rower into the. That's a classic case of a second rower into the back line, Bob.
Yeah, it's a matter of hands then to go through their side for the try, Chris, but they try to make the cut out on a forward player out in the width, and it wasn't on, and he made the error.
Well, the change is on. It's Russell off, and Stanton's come in, and Black will go to half. We'll have Stanton at 5'8", and this could he'll really stiffen up this defence and give them a bit of thrust and attack. Yeah, so once again the centre.
There goes Chris Carrassus.
Well, Berala now with their tails up. There's a penalty to the Berala side. This is, well, it's... Berala really gaining in confidence now. 6-2, and well, they've taken the tap now. Brooks charging upfield. How important is that circuit miss going to be? Will it be crucial? Here's Elliott. The lock forward's got himself, and he's held up. Is he held up? He's only They fling it wide. And the centre, Smith, has gone in a score. 5'8" Smith under adjacent to the posts. Had to level the scores, and well, it had to happen. They were really Six all, and Bob, as we said, that kick from in front has really
Yeah, Chris, well, as we said earlier, their sixth player, a dangerous player, and he's had a couple of goes earlier on, and they've found it hard to contain him. And that time close to the line, he just stepped off his left and went over the line. But like Ardmate, they've just now got to settle down and play with the control that we know that they can play with. And they're a pretty disciplined outfit, Chris, and I'm sure they can come back.
Well, this is... here's the kick from Smith. He adds the extras, 8-6. Here's the fullback, and he's brought down. There's Brooks. It's a penalty. Yes, it's a bad play from Brooks. And I think I'll have to have a shot here. Well, it's... Suka, after kicking a goal from the sideline, and then missed up, missing one from in front, is having a third shot. And this is a little, about 5 off centre and about 23 metres out. Suka. And this will be a chance now to level the scores, and adds the extras, and we've got an 8-all score line. Made no mistake with that one. So Wanderers 8, Berala 8, and we got a thrilling finish.
I don't know where he came. Where did Suka come from, Chris?
Suka comes from, he's from the South Sydney Juniors. Oh, Newtown Junior, but when Newtown would disband, they had to go to South. The Lewis and Christian brothers. Here's the kick now to Roberts. Here's plays it back to Daly. All the Berala boys are all revved up on their home territory, playing behind their... Here's Suka, he throws a dummy, offloads to Churchyard. Ted, he's driven back. No, he's held up.
I reckon their forwards are going better.
Yeah. Yes. Berala slowly... Oh, he's a blob pass to Stevanovic. And he's around his winger. He turns it inside. Oh, Stanton overran it. And there's a knock on there. Oh, it was a... Geez, he went... Stevanovic rounded his man with ease. And that was a risky pass. That was Colbert. And we had Stanton supporting, who overran the pass. But yes, we have the Berala forwards are really taking the challenge up to Wanderers and probably shading him at this stage on points. Here's it was a scrappy ball. The ball shoot out of the scrum, but Berala have come up with it. And here's Lynch. He's brought down 8-all the score, and it could ball down to a field goal determining this this game. Is Elliott, and he's driven back by Colbert. Here's Brooks, and brought down to the Berala half. Oh, he brought down well. That was Daly. A bit more urgency in the Wanderers defence as Burns kicks downfield. It's out on the full. And 8-all. Well, I think this Wanderers side were expecting Berala to tire pretty quickly in the second half, but the reverse applied. They've gone stronger and stronger. Their confidence is high, and they're really
Hiya, Bob.
into this game. Here's Roberts taking the ball up. He's tried all day. Mick Roberts led by example. The Wanderers captain. Here's Suka. Steps and he tried a backhand pass, but he regathered. Here's a penalty. It's a bad play. That was the lot captain. Oh, it was a silly tried. And he's Suka now will have another shot at goal. He's down his haunches, but now.
Keep you on the game, you.
What? Down the door.
You know, the girls, how we feel. I suppose if we weren't up, you'd be in the window then. Hello, Bobby.
just not gonna,
Yeah, on the boys, young blood, quick.
oh, yeah. Hot day, they're all got
Pork
no
and a
gear
bit
on.
of fat. Chicken and a bit of fat.
Well, Circa missed his last kick from this position. He seems to favour the angle shots. This is a pressure kick, all right. We've seen the Cricketers' Arms player miss a kick from here to win them the game in the elimination semi a few weeks back. And it's a real pressure kick here, Bob. 8-all. Could give Wanderers a 10-8 lead. His previous kick from this angle was skewed off to the right. Let's see what Suka can do with this. And that looks a bit straighter. And yes, he pots the extras, and Wanderers have hit the front again, 10-8. Oh. And Wanderers lead 10-8 with, oh geez, how long to go? Find out, Bob, find out how long to go. Get a... Well, you're looking about 10 in the final 10 now, and this is going to be a crucial period. Wanderers the first thing is got to retrieve his kick-off. Yes, and Scott Daly to Sphere. Yes, the official time left remaining is 10.5 minutes, and here's Stanton, a player. Here's a Churchyard, valuable yards. Yes, a nice little burst. And
You've got to do it our 17s to kick the ball now.
we're looking for Suka. Yes, we're looking to roof that ball down, and we've already seen the Berala fullback. Yes, here's Stevanovic. There's a raking kick and looking for that right-hand touch line. He's getting a bounce, yes, and finds touch too. Good kick from Nick Stevanovic. He's pressuring this fullback. He's been found wanting on a few occasions, and his confidence wouldn't be all that high. And here's a scrum win to Berala. They toss it wide. Here's the 5'8". Geez, Bobby's caused some problems. Isn't he? Nice, well balanced 5'8". 5'8" in the centre have been the Berala stars today. Really kept their really lifted their performances to keep their side in the hunt, and they're still in with a big shot. We have about 9 minutes to go, and Berala have proved that they're quite capable of breaching this Wanderers defence. But the Wanderers haven't been. I think they may have peaked in that major semi-final, Bob, and plus the week off hasn't really helped. Whereas Berala have had the constant. Here's a break by Coluccio. The captain, he's flying down fairly, offloads to the winger. And he's brought in swinging a touch as a fine. That's Sandy Lazarou. Isn't he having a big game, a whale of a game? Oh, and he's rescued Wanderers on a couple of occasions. Oh, what a game here. A battle royal, 10-8. Can Wanderers hold on? There's about 8 minutes left in the game. Berala Just looking for some Teddy Churchyard, a valuable scrum win here. It's the penalty to Berala. Oh, it's against.
Scrummage in both games have been deplorable for Wanderers.
Teddy Churchyard being spoken to.
Watch this team here. These are the positions they love playing football.
Yep. Well, Wanderers have got to stave off this this surge here. Calling on all their resources now. Here's the first tackle.
Spread their line a little bit.
Here's Brooks. Oh, and he's skittled. Oh, he plays it back. Toss it, fling it wide. Here's the halfie. Going close and into touch. Oh, strong defence from the Wanderers side. And
5'8", injected himself on the blind side then and called for the ball at this place.
They need a scrum win. It's
yep.
now.
They're doing a Berala. I need to look at that. Look at the push. There's a penalty, another penalty to the Berala side, and well, they look for a quick tap. They're going to be. Oh, and there's Elliott flung back a metre out from the line. Berala. Oh, he's tapped it forward and a penalty to Wanderers. And that's a second. Oh, it's bad play. Gee, that's the second time he's been pinged. Well, he's
the old dazzle by that try line, eh?
Jeez. And 10-8. Can Wanderers hold on? We've got about 6 minutes, I'd say, left. And they play the football down the.
Another error of judgment, Dick.
Here's Colbert. Stanton. Keep an eye on him. Here's a penalty, yes, and Berala now have come in with a who's at the second row, Hardman. Well, maybe Berala will rue that that penalty, Bob. But to the Colbert taking the ball up. Wanderers trying to use up, waste as much time as possible. Here's Williams.
A very quiet game, Mark.
Yeah, they've compared to his last year's effort. Here's Sergo. He split them. Has he got support? He's got Lazarou on the inside. Look to Lazarou, and that's the ball game. Sandy Lazarou, who'll Wanderers' best player on the field, has wrapped up the title at this stage. And that was the second try, and a thoroughly deserved one. That was Suka. And didn't he pull out a big run when it needed most? And that looks like the ball game, and Berala, I think, will rue that penalty from down the second row. That'll haunt them for the rest of their lives. And it looks like the Western Suburbs Trophy will be coming to Tiger Town. And Wanderers now looking for a couple of replacements. We've got a couple of. It'll be Stevanovic now who take this kick.
It's a surprise with this, Bobby, because
well,
converted try and you got a draw.
That's right. You've 14-8, and Suka obviously not feeling 100%. Ivanovic adds the extras, Dick, and it's 16 to 8. 16 to 8.
All right, if I was captain, it wouldn't happen. Don't give suckers an even brace.
16 to 8. And Berala have gone down fighting in this game. They've really won the admiration of their own supporters and also the Balmain crew, I believe. They're
Shut up.
and with a pretty gutsy effort all round.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. As I said earlier, that Leichhardt showed they were the best side as far as control went, and they've proved that this afternoon. The team understanding is much better, I think, than of that of Berala, and I think the coach has got to be commended for the way in which he's produced this side this afternoon.
And there's two players in this Berala side, the 5'8" Mick Smith and the centre Harley. What's his name? Jeff Harley have really, they've really caught the eye. There's some super performances, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get them out of this one.
Yeah.
Lazarou would have to come into man of the match on it. Calculations, I'd say. Very tight in defence. He's a try-double, brilliant support play, and his sureness at fullback and especially his cover defence have been spot on. And he's really...
Chris, I think the player that we've forgotten about watching from here, and he's not getting any bouquets, has been the Leichhardt 5'8". Actually, it was a result of his pass that created that last try. His hands have been very good, and he's given his outside players every chance this afternoon.
Yes, Jamie's bounced back well from a shocking jaw injury he suffered early in the year in the earlier rounds, and he's bounced back. He came back onto the field towards the latter part of the competition rounds, and has really hit a purple patch of form leading up to it, and he's really given Wanderers plenty of value in his debut season for the club. Here's Ali the centre. He's wrapped up by Fisher, and there's a full-time siren, and Wanderers have taken out the under-19 premiership at Western Suburbs, and oh, look at that hooker. Oh, fair dinkum. You
Well, if you're going to do the lap on, you better...
Yeah, oh yeah, you better... You get down, you get tall.
Well, Dick, you've been a man a few words here this afternoon, watching through that bloody camera and the lens. What did you think of the game overall?
Well, mate, I really thought Berala probably played every bit as well as Wanderers did in the game. The first half, they dropped a tremendous amount of ball, which really did make it hard for them. But I always felt that the Red and Blacks could come through and win the game. But certainly they put up a tremendous effort, Berala. Yeah,
I agree, Dick. I think, both sides early in the game, I thought dropped a lot of ball through over-eagerness. I guess Berala more so than Leichhardt, though. But I still feel that Leichhardt had the edge in as much as that they were clearly they had the better teamwork, and I think that's the major reason for their success. Chris, they were a better drill side for mine, and I think Phil Foster, as I said earlier, has got to be commended for the way in which he's produced his side. Now that's 2 years on the trot, and I think that this side can go on and play better and better.
Yes, I agree with you, and I'd also like to congratulate Phil for his efforts with the side too.
Well, I guess the drinks this afternoon will be on Ronnie Wicks and Phil Diggy.
Yes, I think we should go out and take a few of them too.
I believe there was a bit of result for both those persons, and I learned about it yesterday afternoon. Unfortunately, I couldn't get in on on the bit, but I'll certainly suck on one from them this afternoon. Here they go, Dickie, around on their lap of honour. 1 hour weeks, mate. I don't know if he'll hold up for the lap. What do you think?
I don't think he could make it. Could he, Bob?
I know, he looks pretty happy, mate. Maybe that spirit will carry him around. Coach Foster now being shouldered up by his players, and he deserves that too. Very happy coach. Good young bunch of blokes, these players, Dick.
Yeah, tremendous bunch of
showed
boys, Bobby.
great credit for their club. Here they come around now past the towards the cameras. Smiling, happy faces. Look, the young fullback played well, Dick Lazarou. He made a couple of try-saving tackles in the game. There's away from the boys. Elated. There's Wicks has dropped out to a conspicuous last. Away from Ronnie, got the cash. Elias come good, Dick. He's good to see him trotting around with the players.
Good to see him swap their jumpers.
Yeah, most players that have swapped their jumpers. Should be a happy night down at the clubhouse, Dick.
Yes, Bob.
I hope they leave the roof on. And goes the chant, the boys just finished their lap of honour now, the Like Old Wanderers song, I think. Wording's not too bad, Dickie, to this song, but I got my doubts about the ending of it. Sounds a little bit offish, the finish of that song, I'm afraid.